guys, welcome back to another episode of DB Tech. Today we're doing a review on the Corsair Gaming K95 keyboard. It's the Cherry MX Red version of the keyboard, and it's expensive as crap.
Yeah.
I don't really know a whole lot about this keyboard, but it looks really nice. It's got aluminum and plastic.
Yeah, it has an aluminum plate and right here as the actual backbone of the keyboard, so there's no flex to it at all. You have your volume roller over here for controlling any kind of audio that your PC is outputting. The other things that you have are...
Here, why don't we go like this so we can actually...
That's a good idea.
Yeah, so they can actually see it. Is that better?
So you can see here, you have 3 buttons up at the top. They're M1, M2, and M3. They're for your profiles. You can set different ones, like I have set here. I don't know if that changed. There you go. So I have set my WASD keys are white, and the rest, other than my G keys and my arrow keys, are red. And then whenever I type on them, the keys that I typed turn red alternatively. Then on my M2, it just lights up whatever key I've pressed, and then slowly fades out. And then M3 is blue WASD, spacebar, and arrow keys. And then whenever I type a key, it does a wave of red.
They're pretty badass.
Yeah, it does. Especially if your lights are out in your room, it really lights up. But if you don't like how bright it is, you can adjust the brightness over here. And it also causes a wave, as you can see. Next to that key is a lock button, which will lock out your Windows key. So if you can see over here on the monitor, I don't know how well you can see that, I press it, nothing happens, I disable it, and then it opens up my Windows key, or my Windows start screen. Then moving further to the left of the keyboard, you have your audio controls, which is something that I really wanted in the keyboard. I previously had a, what keyboard was that? I think it was a Razer.
Do you want me to grab it?
Yeah, can you? It's right over in the box. It was one of the Razer gaming keyboards. It had the membrane keys instead of actual mechanical keys like this one does, and it didn't sit well with me. I have it right here. Well, Danny has it right here, and
You should probably put up the feet on it.
it did have the feet aren't very tall on this one. It did have volume control and your play buttons for video or audio, but you had to use the FN key, which is function.
Did it even light up in the back?
Yeah, it was backlit, but you could you had to program it so it would only be like set colors. So you could have WASD like this.
So you don't get the wave motion like...
No, this didn't have as much of a high quality control software like Corsair did. The utility that it comes with, which you have to download off their website, is kind of a pain to learn how to use, but
So
once
wait,
you learn it,
do they give you a CD of the program?
No.
When you buy the keyboard?
You have to have internet access to download the software initially, but after that you don't need internet access to use it.
Okay, but will it still work if you just plug it in?
Sort of. It will work in the sense that the keys and everything will function, and I believe it will just be a blackout like that. But if you press the keys, nothing changes. If you look over here, you have your G1 through G18 keys. They're all macro keys, so you can set up stuff, say if you're using 3D development software like SolidWorks or Mastercam or something like that, you can set up your draw a line, draw a circle tools, or if you're using video editing, your crops or your transition tools, main stuff that you use. I'm not sure about this, but I believe you can set it up to work with games too. So if you launch a game, it'll automatically set a profile. So like your WASD keys light up, whatever keys you use in the game light up, and then everything else goes out. So there's no backlight to it. So the other thing that you can look at right back here is you have a 4-function switch, or a 4-setting switch, I should say. This is basically your latency, I believe the name is, for how long it takes when you press the key to when it reacts on the computer.
So it's basically a sensitivity?
Sort of. It's like a delay, more of.
Okay. And one thing, if anyone watching this has no experience with mechanical keyboards that light up, these keyboards do take 2 USB ports.
Yeah.
So
both of these keyboards that I have do, in fact.
It always falls down. Okay. Yeah. As you can see on this one, it takes 2 USB cables. Cables.
Let's not go there.
Yeah, let's not.
Okay.
That was interesting. Alright, so you definitely want to make sure you have enough space on your computer to use one of these keyboards.
Yeah. This is plugged into the back of my motherboard. The what's this slot called? These slots called? The I/O ports on the back of my motherboard, and I actually have, I believe, 4 USB 3.0s, and 2 of them are taken up by keyboard. The other one's running my mouse, and the third one is just open for whatever I want to use with it. This keyboard, the other thing is if you can't get the software to work on your computer, there is one of the settings in the back here on the switch that's BIOS. And what it does is it'll just enable the keyboard to work on, say, your really old Windows 95 systems or anything like that. A lot of people may not have that, but there are some out there that do.
But wait. Do Windows 95 boxes even have USB ports?
Actually, though, one other thing that I will mention that is really nice about this keyboard is that it's braided. The cords are braided, so you don't have 2 cables running from the back of the keyboard all the way down to your computer. There's a splitter down here where the single large braided cable splits into 2 smaller ones that go to your USB ports, and it keeps things nice and tidy.
One of the downsides, or a few of the downsides I've noticed with this keyboard, is unlike some of the keyboards that I have seen in the past, this one doesn't have any USB ports on the side of it. Like, so they would be, I don't know, somewhere like on this side. Another thing, a keyboard like this, if you're not accustomed to using a mechanical or a gaming keyboard, it's really difficult to get accustomed to.
Alright guys, so that concludes our review of the Corsair K95 gaming keyboard with the Cherry MX Red keys. If you liked the video, hit that like button, and if you really liked it, make sure to subscribe to our channel. It really helps us out, and it shows your support of our channel. Anyways, we'll be posting another review in the next couple days, or probably at the end of the week.
Yeah.
So,
thanks for watching. See you next week.